Okay, this is number 5 in our factoring methods, Roman numeral 5. This is 4-term grouping. We've got lots of different groupings and we got complex groupings, but this is a 4-term, and this is going to be very important when we do method number 6, so that's why we spend a little time on it. So we take a look at this. We've got 4 terms, and we don't have a common factor in all the terms. There's an x in these 3 terms, there's a c in those 2, there's an a in those 2, but there's not a common factor in each term. But if we group it down the middle, so we just put a little line down the middle, and we group 2 of them at a time, watch what happens. If I just look at these 2 terms, is there a common factor in these 2 terms? And it looks like that's going to be what? X. So I can take an x out here, and what's left in the first term is x, and if I take an x out there, I got minus a. Now look at these 2 terms. Is there a common factor in these 2 terms? Yes, there's a c. And it's preceded by a positive, so I take out a positive c. And this sign kind of indicates whether it's going to be positive or negative. And if I divide c out of the first term, I get x, and the second term minus a. Well, notice we have a common binomial factor now in these 2 terms. Now I've reduced this from 4 terms to 2 rather more complex terms. But if I look at each of these 2 terms, I've got a common factor of x minus a, so I can take that out. And if I divide this by x minus a, what's left? X. If I divide this by x minus a, what's left? Plus c. And that's what you've got. Now you can always check this out by foiling it again. X times x is x squared. This is minus ax. This is plus cx. And there's your minus ac. So it works out. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at example number 2. And again, we'll group it down the middle. And out of these 2 terms, it looks like I can take out a x, and I'll put that in red this time. So I'll take 3x out here. That's going to be my common factor. And what's left in the first term? 2x. And if I take a 3x out here, plus y. And now what can I factor out of these 2 terms? It looks like I can take out a z, just a z, so I'll take out a z. And this is the sign is positive, so I'll take out a positive z. And what's left in the first term? 2x. And the second term? Plus y. And you can see now we've got 2 big terms here. This is the positive sign that joins the 2 terms. And we have a common factor of 2x plus y. So that's what we're going to take out. So we'll factor out the 2x plus y. And what's left is 3x plus z. And you can always check that by using the FOIL method. 2x times 3x is 6x squared. 3xy, 2xz, and yz. Okay. There's another 4-term grouping. Right down the middle. Sometimes you can juggle them around, but these are all set up. And out of these 2 terms, what's a common factor? It looks like I can take out a 2 and an x, so I'll take out the 2x. And what's left? 5x plus y, because I took the 2x out. And I could take out here, it looks like I could take out a z. This is kind of like the last one. Sorry about that. And if I take out a z, I have 5x plus y. And you can see we have a common factor of 5x plus y, so I'll take that out. 5x plus y. And what's left is 2x plus z. Oops, you can see that, and then we can FOIL that out. 10x squared. 2xy is right over here, 2xy. And then 5xz is here, and there's your yz there. Okay, one more. I think you'll have the hang of this, I hope. And out of these 2 terms, it looks like I could take out an x. So what's left is going to be x plus y. Now, we always take out the leading minus sign. Well, not always, but usually. So I've got a negative, so I'm going to factor out a negative as well as a common factor. All right, and my common factor is going to be z, so I'll take out a negative z. Now, if I take out the negative, I have just left x. Because I take out a negative z, what's left is just a positive x. And if I take out a negative, then that's going to leave me with a positive, again, a positive y. So whenever we have a negative sign there, we factor that out when we're doing the grouping. And that's going to end up equaling, so we'll factor out the x plus y. And what's left? X minus z. And again, we can always multiply this out. X times x is x squared. There's my xy. There's my negative xz, negative xz. And here's my negative yz. So it just multiplies out. So please check these. Make sure you don't make an error. And that should be pretty good for 4-term grouping.